This is Hatim Rampurawala, and in this video we will revise chapter number 10 of costing, that is CA final costing. Chapter name is Strategic Analysis of Operating Income. This is a very simple and basic chapter. In this there are two concepts basically, which were two major concepts. That is, one part deals with profitability, so we have to find customer profitability, that kind of sum we will find, and one is activity based costing system. So these two concepts are being merged in this chapter, and the chapter name is what it was, strategic analysis of operating income. Okay, we will move on to first illustration. There are in all 5 illustrations. Okay, we will do one by one, that is okay. First illustration: While Limited is the manufacturer of the cardboard boxes. An analysis of an operating income between 2017 and 2018 shows the following. That is, we are given a table from 2017 to 2018, what all changes have been made, that is in the operating income. So operating income amount in 2017, revenue, cost growth in component in 2018, revenue and cost effect of the price recovery component in 2018, then cost effect of the productivity component in 2018, and the income statement amount in 2018. So as we can see in the last row, so in first row it has given, they have given the revenue, then cost, and then the operating income, which has changed from 10,80,000 to 14,42,000 in 2018. So from 17 to 18 it has been increased from 10,80,000 to 14,40,000. So we'll move on, move further. That is what they have given. While Limited sold 4 lakh boxes they have sold, and 4,20,000 in 17 and 18. Perfect. In 17 they have sold 4 lakh and 4,20,000 in 18. During 2018, the market for the cardboard boxes grew by 3%. So in February, actually the market has been growth. There has been a growth of only 3%. So if we calculate this 3% on the 4 lakh, so we will get 4 lakh plus 3%, it will amount to 4,12,000. So if due to growth it is only 12%, so how the figure, how the quantity sold are 4,20,000 in 2018? The difference, that 8,000, is because of the price recovery, basically the market share, gain in market share. Okay, so the 12,000 of the 20,000 difference, 4,20,000 minus 20, 12,000 is in relation to the growth, okay, that is market size basically. And if we say in terms of market size and market share, so 12,000 is market size, that will be growth component, and the 8,000 is what we can say, price component, the market share, that is the price recovery component. Okay, so we just have to show the reconciliation basically from 2017 to 18, and in a proper and correct manner. Okay, so required compute how much of the changes in the operating income from 2017 to 18 is due to the industry market size. So how much is due to the industry market size, productivity, industry market size, then second productivity, and the product differentiation, and also the reconciliation, the profit on both the years due to this factors. So, and what is the effect on the profit on both the years? You have got that, what is the effect. So if I will discuss it first, and then we will move on to the solution. So we will simply prepare a 2-column table, first in particular and second one amount. So in amount, we will first write that operating income for 2017, how much it was, 10,80,000. we had to reach till 14,42,000. so the next we will add is the first column, that is the revenue cost effect, that is the growth component, that is change in how much is due to the change in growth component. So over here they have given 1,40,000, but as we can see, the entire from 4 lakh to 4,20,000 is not due to the growth component. There are two components in it, that only 12,000 relates to growth component, and the other 8,000 relates to the price component basically, that is price in the sense market share component. So what we have to do is 1,40,000 into 12,000 divided by 20,000, so we will get 84,000 basically. So we will just write 84,000 and not 1,40,000, so we will add 84,000. Then second is then and the remaining was price component, that is price recovery component. So the next column they have given is revenue and cost of the price recovery component. Of that there is a favorable amount of 1,64,000. In that 1,64,000 we will add the remaining of that. So how much was the remaining basically? 1,40,000 minus 84 if we do, so it comes to 56,000. So we have to add that 56 in this 1,64,000, which amounts to 2,20,000. Okay, so it is much simple. We will write first line as 10,80,000, then add due to growth, changing due to the growth component is what is it 84,000 basically. Then change due to the price recovery. In actually solution what they have done is they have taken productivity component as the second and then they have taken price component. So productivity component 58,000 favorable, this will remain as it is, there won't be a change in this, and due to the price recovery will be 2,20,000. as I said, 1,64,000 plus 56,000 and we will arrive at 14,20,000. So we'll quickly go through the answer. You would have understood the concept basically. Solution, amount of particulars, operating income in 2017 this much, then change due to the market industry, that is market size, there is 84,000. We have to refer working on number 1. We will go through that as well. Changes due to the productivity, there is 58,000, there isn't any change, 58,000 as it is we have written. And the change due to the product differentiation is 2,20,000. this 2,20,000 is made up of two things, there is 1,64,000 and plus the 56,000 which was earlier been added in the growth component, so that we had shifted from growth to product differentiation, that is market share, or we can say a price recovery component. And then we have arrived at 14,42,000. Working notes, the total increase in the sales of the cardboard boxes of 20,000, cardboard boxes 20,000, that is 4,20,000 minus 4,00,000. out of the increase in the market, in the increase in the sales of the 20,000 boxes, 12,000, that is 3% of 4,00,000 is due to the growth size, and the remaining 8,000 is due to the increase in the market share, as I said while explaining the question also. So working note number 1, effect of the industry market size factor on operating income. The same sentence we have to write as they have given in the question also in the table. Then revenue and the cost effect of the growth component in 2018 is equal to increase in the sales due to the growth component. The increase in sale component due to the great growth component, it was only 12,000, because at 4,00,000 into 3%, 12,000 divided by the entire difference, that is 20,000, and that we will multiply by 1,40,000, we will get 84,000 favorable. Then second working note is for the productivity, which will remain as it is, there isn't any change, so cost of the productivity is 58,000 favorable. And third working note is for the product differentiation of the operating income, which first we will write the increase in the selling price, this 4,20,000 favorable. This they have just copy pasted from the solution only. See, I can show you. See, in this second column they are given this price recovery column, they have given that 4,20,000 favorable, cost is 2,56,000 adverse. So there is a net income, that is operating income of 1,64,000. So instead of writing 1,64,000 directly, they had written those two, that is the revenue and cost, and you can show in any manner basically. So revenue and cost, then increase in revenue, increase in the cost, then the growth component, which was the balancing figure which has been earlier added in the growth component, the growth in the market share due to the product differentiation. So there has been increase in the market share basically, 1,40,000 into 8 divided by 20,000, that is 56,000 favorable, and it amounts to in all total of 2,20,000 favorable, that we had written in the reconciliation statement, and we had arrived at 14,42,000, and we are done with this question basically. My goodness, it took 9 minutes. It was basic question basically, simple question actually. If you'll do next time, you won't revising also, because it is much simpler question. Okay, we'll move on to this second. I feel this second won't get a little tough for me to explain. I can explain, but it is more of the numeric thing, and as you can see, I am not using any what you can say, a pen basically to highlight the numerics, so it would be difficult for you when I speak out any number and point out, so I don't have any instrument currently in my hand to point out that thing or point out any figure which of which I am currently speaking. But then to let it be, I will try my best. Illustration: Jigyasa India Limited has 30 retail store of uniform size fruit and sweetie retails across the country, mainly three products, namely Better Jelly, fruit and nuts, and ice school and ice school sold are sold through these retail store. JIL maintains the JIL maintains the that is Jigyasa India Limited, JIL maintains the stock for all the retail stores in the centralized warehouse. Goods are released from the warehouse to the retail store as per the requisition raised by the store. Goods are transported to the store through the two warehouses, that is through two types of van, that is one is normal refrigerator and one is normal van and another is refrigerated van. Okay, that is a refrigerator. It includes a refrigerator that for cooling purpose. Then these van are to be hired by the JIL. Okay, the cost per month of the JIL is given below. The warehouse cost, labor, staff, refrigerator and material handling cost, they are given as 27,000, 1,52,000 and 28 respectively. Head office cost, this will be totally ignored in the calculation part because it is an absorption cost, so this won't be considered as a part of the cost. And retail store cost, that is labor related cost 33,000. Then refrigeration cost 109,000 and other cost is 47,000, which amounts to 189. Okay, so this is just a cost bifurcation of the labor, refrigeration cost and the material. Okay, then average transportation cost of the JIL per trip to an retail store are as follows: normal van 3,200 and the refrigerated van 4,900. The CF the chief financial manager asked his finance manager to calculate the profitability based on the three products and sold through the fruit jelly retail store rather than traditional method of accounting. So what the chief financial manager has asked his finance manager to calculate the profitability. We have to simply basically calculate the profitability on the three products sold through the fruit and sweetie retail store and rather than traditional method. Okay, calculate the profitability, traditional method of calculating profitability. Okay, they have given the data of fruit jelly, fruit and nut and ice school. That is number of the carton per cubic meter 42, number of the items per carton is this much, so total number of product will be when we multiply this both of them. Then the sales per month is 18,000, 4,000, 4,608 and this much. This is the sales per in unit. Then time in warehouse in month, that is 1.5 and 0.5. Time in retail store in months is 1, 2 and 1. So it is basically stored for 1 month. It is basically stored for 2 months. So likewise it is. Then time, basically what time is required as time has taken in the warehouse and the retail stores. Then the selling price is 84, 42, 26 and the purchase price is 76, 24, 22. Additional information is Better Jelly and ice cool are required to be kept under the refrigerator. This is the very important information that they have said. Better Jelly, that is the first product, and the ice cool, that is the last product, are required to be kept under refrigerator. So if they are kept under refrigerator, the cost will basically high. So normal cost which will be incurred for everybody, that will be incurred for them, and in addition to that they will be charged with the refrigerator cost part also, that we will see in the calculation. Then total volume of the goods sold per month is 40,000 cubic meter and 40,000 meter, and total volume of the refrigerator when sold is, so when we will divide what we can say the cost we will use this. For normal cost will use 40,000, and for refrigerated goods we will use 25,000. Carrying volume of each van is 64 meter cubic. Calculate the profit per unit using the direct product profitability method. Okay, direct product profitability statement. First is, so we are actually solving the answer. Okay, so how we have started is, first write the selling price minus the purchase cost, will get the gross profit. The data is given in the question as it is, we had copy pasted. Then we had find out the gross profit. Now this working notes are important. Working note 1, 2 and 3, how we have find out the direct product cost, that we will see first. See, working note number 1, we have got from the first table. They have given in first table is, see this table, now it will be useful. That is 27,150 and 28,000 for warehouse, and the retail store cost, that last data which is given, that includes labor related cost, refrigerator and other cost. So that will bifurcate into the normal and the cost and the refrigerated cost. See this solution, working note number 1. So general cost, we had prepared 3 column: particulars, general cost and cost related with refrigerator cost. So we will write in general cost 27, then refrigeration cost will come under refrigerator, and material handling will come under material handling. Total will be 55 and 152. That will be divided by 40,000 and 25,000. As I said, the cost will be divided by this volume of the goods sold. So we'll get the cost per month per cubic meter is 1.38 and 6.08. that we will multiply. See the working note below, we had written first products, Better Jelly, Fruit and Nut and Ice Cool. The Better Jelly and Ice Cool are kept in the refrigerated condition. So for that the cost will be 1.38 plus 6.0. So normal cost will also be incurred, and 6.0 will also be added. So you can see this 1.38 plus 6.08, and in last also is 1.38, and in middle for the fruit and nut it is only 1.38, that is the normal cost. Then the time in the warehouse, this they have given in the question itself in this second table. So if after multiplying that, we will get the total cost, that is 7.6, 2.07 and 3.73. The same thing we have to do for the retail store related cost. That is, we will write the cost, general and refrigerator we will divide with 40,000 and 25,000. we will get the cost per cubic meter per month, that we will multiply by the number of months, that is 1, 2 and this, and we will, in Better Jelly and Ice Cool we will add normal plus refrigerator, and fruit and nut we will just write the normal cost and we will get the total cost. This two total cost, the final figure will be in the answer part. See over here, working note and working note number 2. Working note number 1 7.6, 2.07 and 7.3, and working note 2. How we got working note number 3, transportation cost? See, I will show you. They have given in here the normal van is cost 32,200, and 3200, and the refrigerator van is 4,900. So it will be divided by 64. So both this figure, that is 3,200 and 4,900, that we have to basically divide by 64. For Better Jelly and Ice Cool, we will write the divided figure of the refrigerator van, and for fruit and jelly we will write the normal van figure, divided figure of normal van. So you can see in the working note as well. See, 3,200 divided by 64, that amounts to 50, and 4,900 divided by 64, 76.6, 76.56. This figure of 76.56 will be used for two things, that is will be added in two, that is fruit jelly and Ice Cool, and for fruit and for Better Jelly and Ice Cool, and for fruit and nuts it will be 50. So accordingly, see in this working note 3 they have added, 76, 50, 76. We had got the total cost now, and item per cubic meter. How this we have got, as I said in this table, is we have to multiply for number of the cubic meter, for number of the item we have to multiply by, we have to multiply 300 with 42, 144 with 28 and 172 with 40. That we will the cost we will divide this all three costs, that is working note 1, working note 2, working note 3, that all costs first of all we will add. only this cost has been added, not the earlier part. The gross profit is different, we have arrived at gross profit. Now this cost, all three costs will be added, we will be divided by this cubic per meter, and we will got the cost per item. We will get cost per item, and that will be the actual cost, that is 0.007, 0.014 and 0.03, and that will be deducted from the gross profit. So this, so it has been considered as B and the gross profit is A, so the direct product profit will be gross profit per unit minus the cost per item. So 8 minus 0.007 is 7.993. Basically, similarly has been done for Fruitanet and Ice Cool as well, and we are done with this question. They simply asked the profitability, and we had find out the direct product profit for each unit per cubic meter. So I think you would have understood this, though it was a little what we can say, numeric based, more numeric based than theory based understanding. Okay, let's continue with the third illustration. A and B are the two customers of X and Y Electronic Limited, a manufacturer of the audio player. Selling price of the unit, selling price per unit is 5,400. Its cost of the production per unit, its cost of the production per unit is 4,000. Its cost of the production is, so selling price is 5,400, cost of production is 4,420, order processing is 2,000, delivery cost is 3,500 per delivery, and order is per 2,000 per order, and number of the audio purchased are 350, 500, number of the orders 5 and 10, delivery is 5 and 0. So the company policy is to give a discount of 5% of the, so what is the company policy? Is to give a discount of 5% of the price on order of 50 units or more, and to further give 8% discount on the undiscounted selling price if the customer uses its own transport. So if the customer uses its own transport, then we will give an additional discount of 8%, that you can see in the calculation below. 8% of its if it uses its own transportation. Assume that the production level are not altered by these orders. Okay, production level are not altered. Required, analyze the profitability by comparing the profit per unit for each customer. Comment on the discount policy on delivery. So we have to comment on the discount policy as well. So we'll begin with the answer. The selling price is 5,400, then we have deducted the discount of 5%, which they have said. Then there is a delivery discount also, 5,400 into 8%. We have arrived at the net selling price. Then we will deduct the variable cost. We can deduct this variable cost at the beginning as well, and there isn't any problem. But as the word discount has been given, so first we have deducted the discount, then variable cost has been deducted. So we will arrive at the contribution and multiplied by the units, that is 350 and 500. We got the total contribution. Deduct the delivery cost. So delivery, it was in first case, that is for customer A, there were 5 deliveries which costed 3,500 per delivery, and order processing is 5 into 200, and similarly and same for the B also, that is 10 into 2,000. So the profit per customer is 2,21,000, and in customer B it is 1,19,000, and a profit per customer per unit, if we will see, so we will divide by number of units. So number of units are 350 in customer A, so 2,21,000 will be divided by 350, and this 1,19,000 will be divided by 500. Okay, analyze. Even though A has the lower sales volume, 30% lesser than B. See the volume of the sales. A has sold only 350 and B was 500 sales. So even the sales was less in case of, what we can say, in case of A, customer A, it is contributing almost double the profit that is being contributed by B, and as overall discount offered by the customer A is quite less. See, even though the sale quantity are less in case of A, but the profit is more than the double basically in case of A as compared to B. So almost double that is being contributed by B, and the overall discount offered by the A is also quite less. In A, the discounting policy, the discount offered is also less, because in B they have offered an additional of 8% discount, which has led to reduction in the contribution and ultimately a reduction in the lower profit, we can say profit per customer. So now they have said to comment on the discounting policy of the delivery. So discount on the delivery offered to the customer is 442, as we can see is 432, 5400 into 8% per unit if the transport for the delivery is provided to the customer B. So if as what they have given in question is say that if customer uses its own transport, we will get a discount of 8%. But if we had given in case the transportation facility, so what we would have incurred the cost is for 10 deliveries 3500 divided by that is amounting to 35,000 divided by 500. So we would have only incurred 70 per unit if we would have delivered to them. So which is lesser by 342. So if they are incurring delivery, so we are giving a discount of 432, that is it is being a cost to us basically. And if we would have incurred the delivery, it would have cost 70. So basically we are giving 362 more discount to them. It may also be noted that the delivery cost in case of the customer A is only 50, which is 17,500 divided by 350. Hence the company needs to review the discounting policy on the, so they have to just they have to review the discounting policy on delivery. But the significance of the profitability of the customer B should also be kept in mind while doing so. So what they have said that they have to look into the discounting policy of customer B, and hence the company needs to review the discounting policy on the delivery charges, because there is a much huge difference. There is if we would have incurred only 70, and if we are giving if they are incurring delivery, we are giving discount of 432. So there is to review the discounting policy on the delivery, but the significance of the profitability of the B, the significance of the profitability should also be kept in mind while doing so. Okay, so we'll move on to next illustration. If you find that I am going a little fast, then you can comment in the section below, and if you have any doubt or any query relating to any amount, how that amount or figure came, you can ask the query in the comment section below. Okay, so let's continue. I'd gone a little fast in the illustration 3 because it is being being what we can say that I'm feeling that we are investing much time in a specific given question. So actually for a revision purpose we should complete that question quickly. So what I did is a quick recap I had done of third means a quick, I had non-stop what we can say, I had not explained much in that, but I would presume or assume we can say that you would be knowing or you would have solved at least once that sum. So we will proceed with the fourth illustration. There are 5 illustrations in all. Okay, fourth illustration. Queenstown Furniture, that is QF, manufactures a high quality wooden doors within the forest Queenstown since 1952. The management is having emphasis on the creativity, engineering, innovation, and the experience to provide the customer with the door-to-door they deserve, whether it is a standard design or a one of the kind custom door. The following information pertains to the operations during the April. So processing time is 9, inspection time 1.5, waiting time is 6 hours, moving time 7.5 hours, unit batch is 60. So it is a very simple and basic question, a 1-2 minutes question only. It will just take 1-2 minutes. See, required, compute the following operation measures. First we have to find out the average non-value added activity time per batch. So what all time we have to include? We can't include processing because that is a what we can say value added time. Processing time is so we will include for non value added inspection 1.5 plus 6 plus 7.5, which will amount to 15, I guess. Yeah, 15. Then average then second they have asked is average value added activity, value added time per batch, so it is 9 only, so we can directly write value added time is equal to processing time is equal to 9 hours. Then manufacturing cycle efficiency, so for calculating the manufacturing cycle efficiency, that is so what is the formula is value added, that is processing time divided by the entire time required, that is processing, inspection, waiting and moving time. So we will write so what would be the answer, basically 9 divided by 24, that is how 24 came is to 9 processing the value added plus non value added 15, so it is 24, so 9 by 24 will come. And the last is manufacturing cycle time. So what will be the manufacturing cycle time? We will simply divide the number of the units, that is 60 divided by 24. So what is the per unit what we can say, how much quantity units are produced per minute, we can find that manufacturing cycle time. So you can go through, so we can go through the answer. Average, the first answer is given as 15, second 9, third 9 by processing time upon processing, inspection, waiting, moving time, that is 9 by 24, that is 37%. And the manufacturing cycle time, sorry, I had said 60 by 24, it is we have to find out per unit how much hours is required. So total hours are 24, so total hours divided by 60 units, so for per unit it will incur, what is the manufacturing cycle time for per unit is 0.4 hours. You got it? That how much time we required for per hour. So actually it will be 24 by 60, I earlier basically said wrong, there is 60 by 24. Okay, we'll move on to the last illustration, and which is based on the concept which I also don't know. Okay, this is the much simpler question as well, but a lengthy question. Okay, then too we will do it 31 minutes. Okay, illustration 612 is an, we'll take a break basically of the food, snack and hot and cold beverages is formulating its activity based budget for the January 2019. 612 has only 3 products type, that is software, fresh drink and ready to eat food. The budget data relating to the 3 products are as under. So the budget data are cost, how they have presented is that cost driver they have given, then cost driver rates they have given, actual and budgeted for 2018 is actual and budgeted for January 2019. Okay, then January 2019 budget amount of the cost driver for these 3 products, that is soft drink, fresh drink and ready to eat food. So that how to calculate the cost is multiply the cost driver with the respective amounts which is given in the amount of the cost driver used, that will be multiplied by cost per driver. Okay, so this they are simply given the data of ordering, cost, delivery. So they, which all are the activity drivers, basically ordering, delivery, shelf stocking and customer support. Okay, then 612 has a continuous improvement system to budgeting monetary monthly activity cost for each month of 2900. February budget cost driver rates is 0.996 times of the budgeted 2019 rate. March budget rate is 0.996 times, that is we have to just multiply with the January to arrive at February. We will just multiply the cost with 0.996, and for arriving at March cost we will multiply by the Feb figure with 0.996 times of the budgeted 2000 Feb 2019 rate, and so on. Required, compute the total budgeted cost for each of the activity in January 2019. So we have to calculate the budgeted activity for January 2019. It is much simpler. They are given in the question itself that budgeted they have given 4500, 4100, 1050 and 9. That this we will multiply with the soft drink, that is 4500 will be multiplied by 16, multiplied by 20, multiplied by 16. 4100 will be multiplied by 13, 60 and 20. Accordingly the below 2 will be also multiplied, and we will just simply prepare this tabular format presentation stating heading will be calculation of the total budgeted cost for each activity for the month of January January. This is for the month of January. Then activity hierarchy. This cost hierarchy we have to write, that is first two are batch level, that ordering and delivery, and the self stocking and customer is output unit level. So batch level and output unit level. Then this, as I said, 4500 will be multiplied with the respective cost driver used. So we will get the cost for soft drink, fast drink and ready to eat, and the total we can write the total on each side, that is the total of each activity also, and the total of the soft drink and fast drink and soft drink, fast drink and ready to eat food also. So we had written total on both the side. So this way the answer to first question will be presented. Second, discuss the advantages might 612 gain by using an activity based costing, activity based budgeting approach over say an approach that allocates the cost of these activity to product as a percentage of the cost of the goods sold. So we have to write the advantage basically, and the we have to mention this cost data which we had presented in part 1 of the answer in the percentage form. So basically what we have done is, how to present the answer is, an activity based budgeting approach identifies how the different product requires different mixture of the support activities. The relative percentage of how each product area uses the cost driver at each activity area is first we have written activity, then cost hierarchy, soft drinks, fresh drinks, ready to eat, total. So what we will do is simply see, I will show how to calculate the percentage. In first row, or the ordering thing of the entire three product, what we will do, 72,000 divided by 2,34,000, then 90,000 divided by 2,34,000, and 72,000 divided by 2,34,000. So we will get the respective percentage. And similarly we have to do for the delivery, self stocking and customer support as well, and prepare the table as in activity, then cost hierarchy, batch level, output unit level for the remaining two. See, they are given output level for remaining two, and the percentage on the total cost. Okay, by identifying, so these are the advantage, they have given the theory also and advantage, what will be the advantages. So by identifying these differences, 612 manager are better able to budget for the different unit sales level and different mix of individual product line items sold using a single cost driver, such as cost of the goods sold. Consider similarly in use of the indirect cost support activity across the product line, which does not occur at 612. Okay, the other benefits cited by the managers include better identification of the resources needed. So what are the benefits cited by the management? Include, first, better identification of the resources needed. Second, clear linking of the cost and the staff responsibility. So the cost which is involved and what is the responsibility of the staff basically. So clear linking of the cost and staff. Then first they have said that the better identification of the resources, which all resources are needed, we can identify them better we can identify quickly, we can be in better manner we can identify. So better identification of the resources needed. Then cost linking, that is clear linking of the cost with staff responsibility, and identification of the budgetary stack. Okay, so the three benefits are identification of budgetary stack, identification of the first was better identification of the resources needed, and the clear linking of the cost with managers responsibility, staff responsibility. Okay, so we'll move on to subpart 3 of the question. What they have asked is, in subpart 3 they have asked, compute the total cost for each of the activity in March 2019 if the March 19 has the same budget amount of the cost driver usage as in January. So the usage part which they are given, that the activity based, what we can say, activity based, okay, driver use, amount of the driver used are same as in the January, they have said, but for the month of March. So for calculation for the month of March, what we have to do is take this budget of 4,500, 4,100, 10509 and multiply that by 2 times by 1 multiplied by 0.996 and multiply by 0.996. So we will arrive at the cost of March and prepare the similar table as we had prepared in the first. So the same table we have to prepare. This is basically part 1. So for part 3 also they had prepared the same thing. See how they have presented is in March first of all activity, then cost hierarchy, then hierarchy, and Jan, Feb, March they have just multiplied the Jan figure with the respect to 0.996 and with Feb also the same thing, and the below table is also the same as in as we have answered in part 1. Then fourth question they have stated is state the benefit of E12 612 adopting of the Kaizen budgeting approach, identify the limitations. So we have to state the benefits also of Kaizen when we adopt the Kaizen, and we have to state the limitation also of adoption of the Kaizen. So what will be the benefit? See, the Kaizen budgeting approach indicates the management commitment to the sorry, oh, my internet is on. Okay, sorry for the interference. Fourth part they have asked is benefit and the what we can say, benefit and the limitations of the Kaizen costing. The benefit is the Kaizen budgeting approach identifies the management commitment to organization cost reduction. Compare the budget cost from the previous part. So compare the budget cost. So we can compare the budget cost from the previous part. So part 1 and part 2 they have made a little mistake in writing the total figures of ordering, delivery, self and customer in 1 or 2 block over here, but you write it correctly. See, I can show you the mistake. Part 1 we have to write this total 264, 281, 291 and 446. So see, this isn't same. In the last they have written 281, 381. They have repeated twice in delivery and customer support. That will be different. So there is a mistake, but you write it correctly. Then we have to explain it that Kaizen costing number will show unfavorable variances for the manager whose activity do not meet the required monthly cost reduction. So Kaizen budgeting costing will show adverse variance for the those manager whose activity do not match the required monthly cost reduction. So those managers who don't work on the cost reduction basically on monthly basis, for that manager Kaizen costing will be like it will show an adverse movement. This likely will put more pressure on the manager to creatively seek out the cost reduction. So this will put a pressure on the management for the cost reduction. Cost reduction by working better within 612. Okay, and the limitation is, one limitation of Kaizen budgeting as illustrated is that it consider minor incremental improvement each month. It is possible. So what Kaizen considers it, the basic of the Kaizen is to consider the minor improvements each month. It is possible that some of the cost improvement arises irregular fluctuations in operating processes, supplier network or the customer interaction. Companies need to highlight the importance of the company needs to highlight the importance of seeking this improvement as well as the minor incremental improvements. So they have said that the limitation is that basically the Kaizen works on the minor it considers the minor incremental improvement each month, but for some of the increments are irregular fluctuation. So there are some irregular fluctuations in operating process as well, supplier network or customer interaction. So there are irregular interaction also, irregular fluctuation also in these processes, supplier network and customer interaction. So the company needs to highlight the importance of seeking these improvements also as well as the minor improvements. So basically the company have to seek the importance to these improvements, this irregular improvements also and as well as the minor improvements also. They should not just consider the minor improvement, but they should consider this irregular improvement also. So we are done with the illustration part, and in the next video we will continue with the test your knowledge question as well. There are only I think so 4 or 5 test your knowledge question that we can also simply wrap up in approx 1 hour, 1 to 1.5 hour. Okay, we'll stop our video here. Thank you for watching.